So, how is it going tonight? Um, it's been a little while since I've posted anything here, and as you can tell, I'm not my usual verbose self. I'm kind of keeping things quiet because of one of the main reasons I've been absent from posting vlogs or anything of the sort is my little Faye's oldest has moved back in with us while she is transitioning from another city back to this one. It's made it increasingly difficult to either post or vlog or anything like that. Um, as you can see, something strange and unusual compared to my previous vlogs. There is a shoulder right about there. My little Faye is sitting behind me. She's usually not present for these things, and not because I'm revealing anything or anything overly groundbreaking. She's just usually at work, and I find stuff to fill my time. That said, I kind of want to talk about a whole bunch of things tonight, so this might be a long one. Um, I'll have to say it's definitely a different experience with somebody in the house with us. Um, Alone time is incredibly hard to come by, and we're busy, to say the least, every weekend. Traveling to the other city for both mass meetings because we're facilitators now, as well as other workshops and events. Um, we do sneak in a little bit of play when we have a chance, but it's not as frequent as either of us would like. Um, that said, we've had some time together recently, and I think it's really helped us out to kind of rekindle our MS bond, as well as just a bond of being two people together. Um, Today being one of those days. She's on vacation. I've been working, but I got a day off smack dab in the middle. That said, last weekend we ended up going to the other city to kick off the Pride celebrations there at a club that we frequent, which is a gay bar. There was also an event. A gentleman by the name of Sir Scott came and presented quite a few things. One being wax play, which really holds minimal interest for us, and we were running late anyway, so we missed that workshop. We did meet up with the rest of our leather family, as well as our new girlfriend. Surprise, more on that later. For the second workshop being the art of the mindfuck. It was a great workshop, well done. I was in the process of a mindfuck myself with Elle, uh, my little Faye's sister slave, and a member of our leather family. That said, that night we had a get-together at the leather family's house, had some drinks, had some laughs, and then went out to Club 200. Had a couple of stumbling blocks there regarding Polly and certain other things. Had a heated discussion, I would say, the next day about these things with my little Faye. However, she told me some things that I needed to hear, which, if you remember some of my writings, I do value that my slaves speak up and tell me things that I need to hear, because masters are not always right. I know, shocking, right? But it is an important thing to realize. Some people want 100% compliance and quietness and mindfulness, and they want someone who will not talk back or question. That's not how I do things. My word is final, but there is always room for discussion, always. That said, with that behind us, the next day there was another workshop. That particular workshop was a history of leather, and I should say more of Sir Scott's journey through leather and some general background. It was really reaffirming for me because I am kind of the antithesis of traditional leather, for lack of a better term. Um, well, some people would think that I am. I'm a hetero male who considers himself leather. I live by some of the core tenets. Um, it was very hard coming to terms with that. However, I realize now it doesn't matter what anybody thinks as long as you feel it in your heart, which I do. Um, who gives a shit what other people think, really? Live how you want to live and be as authentic as possible. Um, that said, that evening we spent the night at our new girlfriend's place. Um, it was good to have time with us together. However, that brings me to the next point. We have found ourselves a kitten. She identifies as a kitten. She's definitely very new in the lifestyle, but she's learning quickly. She still has some very tough lessons that need to be taught. Surprisingly enough, I have put her under consideration. My little Faye considers herself a top, if not almost kind of a alpha slave mommy scenario. I don't think mommy really covers it. I would say more of an advisor, for lack of a better term. That is something that I think that our new kitten, who we will call Jay, um, well, actually we'll call her Bubs, um, should utilize a little more. You may periodically hear that sound. That is our girl messaging me. Um, that said, I have some hope for this situation. Bubs has learned very, very quickly a great number of lessons, but she still has a very long way to go. There are some things that I have been kind of easing in because she's very, very new to the lifestyle. By very new, I mean incredibly new. She wants a power exchange relationship with us, and that's going to take time. I made some mistakes with our previous relationship with the Hellcat, which you've probably read or seen or heard about if you've heard me talking a few times on here, and I've learned from those. Uh, I am moving differently. I am weighing some things. I am asking for advice because there are certain elements of the submissive journey I do not understand. Um, that is where my little Faye comes in. That said, we fleshed out some beginner rules. Um, she is to follow those, and for the most part, she has. I'm very, very proud of the fact that she remembered completely while we were at the family's house to sit on the floor at all times and didn't once sit on furniture, which I thought was going to be a lot tougher because it can be a lot to get used to. Uh, that said, what's coming up? This weekend, we are headed back into the city for the Pride Parade March. I work the Saturday evening as soon as we get off, or I get off, I should say. We'll be heading into the city to spend the evening with our leather family. We kind of need that time to just rebond and spend time together. The next day, we'll be picking up Bubs, and we will bring her to march with us as well in the parade. I'm really looking forward to it. I've met some fantastic people as we've sort of altered the trajectory of our journey. Um, I've met some interesting characters. I've met some very authentic characters. I've met people who are just true to who they are, and that's the kind of people I want to surround myself with. What else? There are a few things rattling around in my head that I kind of want to talk about. One of which is this whole idea of, I guess, respect. It seems to me, anyway, that you give respect to get respect, and vice versa. I was recently made aware of a situation that pretty much pissed me off. I was basically told that there was an individual out there who I've had only a handful of conversations with, maybe 2 or 3, and only in passing. These individuals have basically stated to certain people that they have absolutely zero respect for me. I don't really care. What I do care about is this lack of respect is based on minimal interaction with me. Because of that, I will reciprocate the amount of respect I receive. Now, that's the thing. There are other people out there who they assume just because of their persona, they command respect or command popularity or things like that. That's not being authentic. I can think of a few celebrities that I know personally. If you don't know what a celebrity is, they are people that hit kinky and popular on FetLife, some out of nowhere. I know a few of these people, and I can tell you they are not authentic by any means. They have the masses fooled. Because I know them. I know that's not them. I've had lengthy conversations that basically counteract anything that they put forth. Be who you are. Be authentic. That's kind of the crux of this. If you don't know things, don't pretend like you do. If you're new, that's fine. Find a mentor. Find things like that. Just be who you are. Don't be a pompous asshole. I digress. I guess a lot of that has really just stemmed from some conversations, and my little Faye was right. She basically told me that leather is not about gender, leather is not about sexual orientation. It is about living respectfully, authentically, and being who you are. As I go forward, I think I'm going to carry that with me. I still label myself as a master. However, I would also consider myself a leatherman at this point. I think that's about it for now. I have some other things that I will likely want to talk about when I can make time, when the house is either empty or I decide to keep my voice down like this later on at night. Perhaps I'll come back and have a little bit more to say. For the most part, I'm just looking forward to this weekend. I will tell you, I am looking forward to the house getting back to normal here in town. I've gotten accustomed to the way that we've done things, and it really sucks to have to adult sometimes. I made a joke last week to a set of friends that it's incredibly hard to celebrate No Pants Friday when you have a young adult sitting on the couch. That said, I suppose I will stop yammering here, and with that, I will bid you all a good night. I hope you enjoy Pride Month. Get out there, make yourself heard. Support is needed, wanted, appreciated, but do it authentically. Have a good night.